Hey guys, it is 11 p.m. On a Friday. Bitcoin had an amazing day. We're at 64,000. And I just want to have a very quick episode about leverage because there's a bunch of people now saying you should use leverage. It's going to be great. You should take out loans. And there's all kinds of way you can try to use the power law for these loans. Try to use whatever technical analysis, and whatever floats your boat. I think it's a really bad idea to use leverage, and what do I mean by that? I think there's different kinds of leverage, right? If you go out and buy a few call options on top of your big Bitcoin position, that's not really leverage. That's just you're playing around with 5-10% of your portfolio. If you go out and buy some non-Bitcoin coin, if you go buy Ethereum or Solana, or again, if it's with a small percentage of your overall portfolio, not a problem. Okay. If you buy MicroStrategy, and it's a relatively small position, relative to your Bitcoin, I don't have a problem with that. What I think is the risk is people who say, I'm completely convinced this thing is going to rip. They're all convinced. Fed's cutting rates. Fred told me to buy. He's very bullish. I'm just going to load up 10x, 20x on Binance or some other platform that allows me to do leverage. And I just think that is the one way you're going to get in trouble. And everybody gets completely excited on the way up. That's normal. But listen, you weren't excited when things were 50,000 a couple weeks ago. You weren't, or a month ago. So all of a sudden now we're back to 64,000. You're excited and you want to add all this leverage to your portfolio. I'd be a little bit more cautious. I just think it's a really bad practice. It really encourages you to just trade too actively, to look at the screen too much. I think you're far better off keeping your leverage actually below 1, right? You should have some cash. You should always have some cash. You probably should never be above 70%. That's kind of what if I had to put a rule of thumb, I would say don't go above 70% right now. There's all this math with the Kelly criterion, and a bunch of us, Cena in particular, and Money or Debt, have some really great math stuff on this. I want to dive into that over the next couple weeks and talk about that. But I would say that the thrust of those discussions is picking a percentage that's less than 100%, potentially modifying that percentage a little bit as things get very rich or cheap. But certainly not going out and buying 10x leverage on some platform. That is the one way you're going to screw this thing up. And that historically is the one way that people screw this thing up. So try to maintain a cool head. Try not to get too FOMO'd out by only having 70% of your net worth in Bitcoin. That's plenty. I think you're going to do fine. But you got to have a little bit of a longer term perspective, and just don't get too caught up in it. That's it. That's the episode.